What's going on, guys? So much news today, so much to talk about. So, of course, I decided to go live. I have a video out, potential RDA. Now, no, he's not fighting Rafael Fiziev, but hopefully he's fighting Islam Makhachev. If you haven't checked out that video yet, please go check it out, like it, all that good stuff. Um, According to Dana White, the UFC is targeting Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns for UFC 273 in April, which is what we assumed all along, but it was never really confirmed by anyone. But now it's like more confirmed than it was before, I guess. Um, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm really upset about the Rafael Fiziev pull out, but if we end up getting Islam instead, I think it was worth it. I think it was worth it for sure. I'm just pulling up a couple things that I'm going to need, usually always need. UFC rankings. Let me check this. Okay. There's one more thing I wanted to pull up. And guys, fill the chat with questions. Fill the chat with questions. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications if you're not subscribed. It's crazy. This video about Islam, believe it or not, guys, I tell you these videos take way longer than you would think. Oh, I ran into an absolute debacle with the most recent video. I recorded a 10-minute video. Boom, done. It was perfect. I hurried up. I got home. I took a shower. I was all sweaty. Took a shower. I said, I'm going to record this Islam Makhachev video. I put out a poll on the channel. There was a couple videos I wanted to make for today. My RDA Fiziev prediction video doesn't mean anything now. And I popped on here. I made the video. I ended it. I pulled up my audio software. And I had forgot to turn on my microphone. My microphone was off the entire time. So I sat here contemplating life for 20 minutes, and then I went and re-recorded it. And that's what you got now. I guess it's better. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Either way, it is out there now. It is out there now. I made the video. I made it twice. And I'm a little mad because I forgot to mention in the newest version of the video that what a badass RDA is. I mean, this guy is a savage. Absolute savage. I mean, look at his resume as it is. Wins, losses, whatever. The guy's taking nothing but elite competition. Sorry, so let's get to the questions. If RDA beats Islam, then what? If RDA beats Islam, I meant to talk about this in the video as well. I'm mad I didn't talk about that in the video. If RDA beats Islam, first and foremost, I want you guys to prepare for World War III in my comments. Because I say what I see, and the Islam cult following is very, very sensitive. Now, I'm a believer in Islam. I think Islam wins that fight. But if he does lose, oh my goodness, it's going to be an absolute debacle. We're not going to see Islam versus Oliveira, but Oliveira still has to get by Gaethje. The lightweight division is just an absolute shambles. I don't know if RDA would be on the cusp of a title shot. I don't know who gets a title shot then. We would have to see the division play out a little bit more. Maybe they would rebook RDA versus Fiziev after that. I don't think RDA would get a title shot off of beating Islam, but it's very possible. RDA is a former champion. The biggest scenario, or the worst case scenario, is RDA goes out there and beats Islam Makhachev. And then we get into a scenario where there's nobody in the lightweight division that has an open and shut case to fight for the belt next. And you know what that leaves the window open for? I've talked about it, numerous times. That leaves the door open for Charles Oliveira or Justin Gaethje, who's ever the lightweight champion, versus Conor McGregor for the lightweight belt. The UFC will use every excuse. Be absolutely disturbing. Guys, by the way, if you have not liked the stream yet, do me a favor. Make sure to like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps push these streams out to more people. So it would mean a lot if you guys would like the stream for me. That helps out a lot. But 100% certainty, I mean, not 100% certainty, but there is a good chance the UFC would finagle Conor McGregor into a title shot if Islam loses. RDA, if he wins, I don't think he's fighting for a title, but that puts him in a very good spot in the division. If Islam does win, I think all the naysayers should really shut up, but they're not going to. They're going to say, we're giving him a title shot after 2 catchweight performances. Come on. Come on. Or up a weight class, because Bobby Green was a catchweight and then up a weight class. The people who do not like Islam, because there's, and I think I talked about this in the video, there's 2 separate groups. There's the people who are the cult-like following of Islam who can't stand any criticism of Islam, but then there's the people that absolutely hate him and are critical of every single thing, even if it's not justified at all. So, you know, it's going to happen either way, and it's just not, it's going to be annoying. Hamzat by ground and pound, we'll talk about that fight in a minute. Hi, Joey. Islam Makhachev is a gangster on another level. I think RDA is a gangster too. I mean, both guys. What's up, Constantly Growing? Sup, Joey? Had to tune in early for this stream after hearing the news. Thank you for tuning in early after hearing the news. By the way, guys, I know I talk about this. I always tell you guys this. We talked about this news all day, all the different news we talked about today in the members only Discord chat. So if you want to become a member, the link is in the description. I'm also posting in the chat if you want to sign up. If you become a member, you get all sorts of benefits, but the best benefit is the members only Discord, where we chat about all the latest MMA news. I let you guys know when I'm going live randomly like this. There's a bunch of benefits. We have a great community in the Discord. I'm sure some of the members in the chat can vouch for that. So if you want to become a member, it costs $3 a month. You can cancel anytime. Once you sign up, you will always be a member of the members only Discord. We're building a great community there, so feel free to sign up. The link is down in the description, and I also posted it in the chat. We talked about all this news. We talked about the Hamzat news. We talked about the Fiziev news. We talked about the potential Islam stepping in to fight RDA at UFC 272. We talked about UFC 272 as a whole. You know, we talked about all this stuff all day. It's a great community. If you want people to discuss MMA in a friendly manner, in an educated manner, sign up for the membership and become a part of our Discord. I think we got like 24 people in there now, something like that. So I posted the link in the chat, but it's also down in the description. I think it's a great community we're building. Okay, let's continue. How do you think the lightweight division would have played out if Conor starched Khabib? Woo, that is a great question. Had Conor starched Khabib, Conor would have went on to fight Dustin and then lost. So there you go. Dustin was next up. Had Khabib lost to Conor, I think Conor would have went on to lose to Dustin, and then Dustin would have then lost the belt to Charles. So there you go. I know that's not, you know, very extensive, but next up, I think, was Dustin Poirier, if I remember correctly. He was next up. So Dustin would have beat Conor, in my opinion, and then Dustin would have then lost to Charles, who would have eventually earned his title shot. RDA Islam, let's go. I agree. Let's go. We need to see that fight. We absolutely need to see that fight. That is the fight to make. That is the only fight that will be adequate for me. I am not accepting RDA versus Ilia Topuria. I'm not accepting RDA versus Renato Moicano. While decent options, I need to see Rafael dos Anjos versus Islam Makhachev. Could we finally see RDA versus Conor after all this time? I think there's a chance. I would love to see that fight. I actually have that poster. I have that poster of the fight that never happened. Hamzat smash everybody. Different treatment for former champions RDA and Tapping Machine. Okay, Dana said he still wants Islam versus Dariush. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, but he says that, but Dariush has a broken leg. So when is that going to happen? I don't know what the recovery time is. I'm not a doctor. I don't know the extent of the injury, but I'd find it hard to believe he's still going to fight this year. I don't buy that. RDA versus Arman. I would love that fight as well. Beneil can't fight Islam. Islam needing activity, but Beneil is suffering from a serious injury, broken femur. Also, Arman basically confirmed to fight Gregor, or as Gamrot is fighting Riddell March 25th. Gamrot is fighting Riddell March 26th. That's good news. That's good news. Big Blunts, Discord is essential. Yes, the Discord is essential. And you guys can, on the Discord, you can message me anytime on there. We got a bunch of different tabs. We always have every single day. I check the Discord multiple times a day. I never really used Discord before we started the members Discord, but I absolutely love it. And it's very fun to go in there and chat about MMA with other hardcore MMA fans for the most part. Joey, RDA has never been submitted in the UFC. Can Islam do it? I will say no. I will say no. People think Conor might get a title shot. Lamau, dude, the UFC is done crazier. If there's no legitimate contender, they will find a way to milk Conor for every last drop. Joe, we know the BMF, Max Holloway, RDA, but who's the PMF? I don't know what that means. Oh my God, Joey, so much today. I've been waiting for this stream. I know. If Conor starts as Habib, he levels up and beats Dustin. Dustin's a whole different stylistic matchup, though. 2018, Tony would have fought Conor since he was #1 contender at the time. Yeah, but he never got the shot either. After Habib beat Conor, we got Max versus Dustin for the #1 contender spot. Then Dustin fought, or the interim title. Then Dustin fought Khabib, I think. I don't know. If I'm Islam, I don't take the fight. He's got a title shot locked in. They need to call Arman. Arman's already ruled out, apparently. Arman said he can't take the fight for whatever reason. But Islam said he's down and he has to take this fight. He might have been just bluffing. Maybe it's Ali Abdelaziz just bluffing, trying to get his name out there, thinking, oh, there's no way RDA takes this fight. RDA has called the bluff, if that's the case. And RDA is an absolute savage, and RDA deserves everybody's respect. I really wanted RDA versus Arman. Well, that's not happening. Joey, I know this is super far out, but can you imagine a super fight between Islam versus Hamzat? Once Islam gets the 155 title and decides to move up, Islam is pretty happy about not cutting the extra weight. That is way far away, and that leaves a lot of different factors to fall into place, but that would be insane. Also, we finally heard it from the horse's mouth. Burns versus Chimaev. Yes, we finally have heard it from the horse's mouth. It's not 100% official, and I'm wondering what's been the holdup there. I've talked about it for months now. I think there's some type of contract dispute between the UFC and Hamzat that we have not heard about publicly. But Dana said they are targeting that fight. Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. Finally. April, a little bit far out for my liking, but at this point, we're almost in March, so it's a month away. I want to know why it's not officially official. Why are the bout agreements not signed? Why have they not put out a press release announcing that fight? There's something going on behind the scenes, and Dana White's confident that they're going to work it out. But for me, it kind of piques my curiosity for why this is going on the way it is. So there you go. But I love that matchup. I feel like I might still make a video on that, a solo video on that. But I feel like we've just beat that fight to living death at this point. We talked about it so many times because it's the only fight the UFC can make at this point in time is Hamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. We've beat it to death. We've beat it over and over and over again. We've talked about it nonstop. So it's one of those things where it's looking like it's finally going to happen. Thank you, Karim, for subscribing. If you're in the chat, appreciate you. But finally, we need to see Khamzat Chimaev. If Khamzat Chimaev goes out there and defeats Gilbert Burns, he's fighting for the belt next. For 100% certainty. About the time, I agree. Is Gamrot Riddell official? I have no idea. The first I've heard of it was whoever said it in the chat. Conor versus Nate 3 in August. I would love that. Islam Makhachev can easily beat tapping milking machine. Okay. Gregor Gillespie is so stubborn on taking a fight. He wants a 12-week perfect camp. I completely understand since he can't afford a loss at this stage, but he is 35. He isn't getting any younger. Yeah, Gregor Gillespie seems way too selective. He needs to get active. I don't know if he's not accepting fights or what's going on. But he is getting up there in age, and it's now or never for him. It's now or never for him. I don't get it. He's sitting out for what seems like forever. Don't need this. Guys, if you're watching the channel for the first time, by some chance you just found my channel today, go subscribe right this second. I do these streams all the time. Lamau, we all know Ali Islam got on that fight back to Russia once he heard RDA needed an opponent. No, he called him out. I'm glad we got to hear from Dana White, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets canceled. All the good fights are getting taken away from us. Joey, maybe we'll get official news during UFC 272. I hope so. Didn't you say you think Hamzat is behind the scenes asking for more money because it's a big test and Hamzat is actually a big star right now? Yes. For 100% certainty, I think that's the case. I have not heard that from anyone else. That is completely my speculation and my speculation alone. But it makes sense. Khamzat Chimaev is still on his original contract. Khamzat Chimaev has blown up to become an absolute star. And now he's taking the riskiest fight of his career. And he's a massive draw, in my opinion. Maybe, I'm not saying he's a Conor McGregor, but he's on the cusp. And he's far more promotable than a lot of these other fighters. So I think they're probably asking for more money, and rightfully so. I mean, Hamzat deserves more money. He's drawing in legitimate fans for whatever card he's on. He's drawing in legitimate amount of pay-per-view buys wherever fight card he's on. So my guess is that money he's getting is not right now. And that's what I'm wondering. It's not playing out in public. It's playing out behind the scenes. But that's my best guess. And I could be dead wrong. I'm just some guy in a room who watches MMA. What do I know? But there's a reason that these bout agreements are not signed yet. It's not just, not signed for the hell of it. This fight's been speculated. I feel like Burns and Hamzat is getting officially announced this Saturday during the main card of UFC 272. They usually do that to hype upcoming fights. Yeah, they'll probably show the entire main card of UFC 273. If RDA falls off card, UFC 272 is going to be weak. UFC 272 is on the brink of disaster. Video has aged so well. If Bryce Mitchell versus Edson Barboza is the co-main event, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. If Bilal beats Luque, that's a massive L for MMA. If Bilal beats Luque, that's a massive L for MMA. Yeah, I guess so. I see nothing about Gamrot Riddell. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I think Islam is still in the States. I've seen his IG. He's in California right now, I believe. Awesome. Hamzat wants to fight the winner of Covington Masvidal. Thoughts? I mean, he's going to get a title shot if he beats Burns, so I doubt that's going to happen. But I would like it. I like a guy that wants to stay active. I know Bilal personally. We are in the same fraternity at UUIC. He's a senior as I was upcoming freshman. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Evening, Joey and chat. What's up, Kevin? Everybody tell Kevin what's up, man. Everyone in the chat, say hi to Kevin right this very second. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Constantly Growing is saying Dana White better pay up. I agree. I mean, look at Khamzat Chimaev's star power as it stands right now. He has legitimate star power at this point in time. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that. Legitimate star power. Pay the man, pay the man, pay the man. I'm always in favor for more pay for some of these fighters. For all these fighters, basically. What's next for Colby if he loses at UFC 272? You already know if Masvidal wins, he's getting a shot without a doubt. He might have to fight another guy. Yeah, nobody's getting a shot with a win here. I don't believe. Masvidal has 2 losses to the current champ. Colby has 2 losses to the current champ. Neither one of those is getting a title fight. Maybe Colby can move down, or Colby's going to probably sit out. Colby hasn't been super active the last few years. Maybe he sits out and prays Khamzat Chimaev takes the belt off of Kamaru, or maybe at least he waits and sees what happens with Leon Edwards and Usman and hopes that Leon takes the belt from Usman. That would be my best guess. If not, I don't know who he fights, honestly. I don't know. Because they're not booking him up with Hamzat. Hamzat's fighting Burns. Vicente Luque Bilal, loser maybe. That's what I would say. If Colby loses, probably Bilal Luque loser. Just because neither one of those guys will be close to a title shot either. In my humble opinion. But who knows? What do I know? Yeah, Hamzat fighting either Covington or Masvidal will take his hype to another level. I agree, but I don't think it happens. I think if he beats Burns, which Burns is who he's supposedly fighting in April, he's not going to end up fighting Covington or Masvidal. And especially Hamzat is such a big up-and-coming prospect. The UFC wouldn't want to risk him in a fight against a guy who can't fight for the title. Like, at least if Burns beats him, Burns has only fought Usman one time. So Burns can move into a title shot, potentially, get a second shot at Usman. But if Hamzat loses to Colby or Masvidal, Masvidal and Colby both lost to Usman twice already. They're getting a third shot after losing twice. I don't think that's happening. I think all their best bet is to hope that Usman loses to Hamzat or Leon, which is very possible. Better not be weak. Yeah, I hope it's not either. Also, give Moicano his money for his post-fight interview. Agreed. I'm just tired of fighter pay talk. Got to be some truth in it. It looks worse and worse. I mean, it's definitely worse. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. Look at the money they're generating compared to what they're paying out. You know, I'm not one of these people that don't understand that the UFC is doing a lot of promotion. They build the sport just as much as the fighter does. I'm not even saying 50-50, but when they're generating, $100 million, and then the entire payroll is less than $2 million, I think that's a little bit ridiculous. Good chance Colby gets knocked out. I picked Colby in my prediction video. If you have not checked out my prediction video for the main event, I went back and forth. Colby by decision, Jorge Masvidal by TKO, and I decided that Colby leaves too many openings and that Masvidal will sleep him in the second round. Please go check out that prediction video. I worked hard on it. It's in 4K. It's 19 minutes long. It's on the channel right now. I would greatly appreciate you guys go check that out after this. I feel Colby can make 55. That's what I'm wondering, if he moves down. Or I don't think he has success at 185. Usman started blushing when he asked about Masvidal potentially beating Colby. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? That he doesn't think it's going to happen? Colby going to chirp at Islam at the presser? That'd be hilarious. Colby does not want to fight at 55. He called out Adesanya, so maybe if he shifts to 185 where he would be tiny for the weight class. Yeah, I don't think Colby goes to 155. I doubt it, but I don't think he has any success at 185. I think he just hopes Usman loses or retires, and then he'll be right back in the mix. He's one of the best welterweights. UFC 272 will be pure violence. Trust me, when Masvidal is on a UFC card, the whole card delivers. Don't believe me? Look it up. I believe you. Hamzat will only need 2 rounds to get Burns out of there. I'm officially taking Masvidal. His strikes are too heavy. I don't see Colby ragdolling Masvidal for 3 rounds, and that's what it'll take. So you're with me, constantly growing. You're with me, my friend. I bounce back and forth. I just think Colby leaves too many openings. He's taking a lot of damage in his 2 Usman fights, and I think Masvidal just shuts the lights off. Hi, Joey. Who would win, Usman or Makhachev? I'd probably take Usman in that fight. Gamrot Riddell verbally agreed to, and both are likely going to be the next fights in separate interviews. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I hope it does happen. Hamzat, you better win this fight for me. I'm not kidding with you. You better not mess this up. You got to give me the Hamzat versus Kamaru Usman fight. Don't mess this up. Don't let boring Gilbert win. First off, Gilbert's not boring. But, I really want to see that Khamzat Usman fight as well. But Gilbert may spoil the party for you, my friend. What's up, Jacob Houston Sports? If Islam RDA is booked, what is better, 271 or 272? I'll still say 271 on paper. Is your real name MMA Joey? What does that mean? My first name's MMA and my last name's Joey, for sure. Nate got absolutely bodied by Masvidal. I know, I was there live, Earth Rocker. I was there live. And I'm still waiting for them Canadian dollars, man. I need the super chat. I need support for the channel, Earth Rocker. Where are those friendly Canadian dollars? I need them. I need them, man. Mike, who are you talking to? Oh, my goodness. Colby recently said he can beat Adesanya. Who wins that fight? I feel like Adesanya easily wins. Adesanya would absolutely spank Colby. It would not even be competitive. Colby cannot take him down. Colby cannot control him against the fence. And Adesanya would destroy him on the feet. He would make him regret his entire existence. Adesanya would pick him apart and chin him badly. Badly. And even in a scramble, if somehow Colby got him down, he's not keeping him down. Who should Sam Alvey lose his final fight to? He's still fighting at middleweight, right? I say you just book him against Paulo Costa next. Get him in the mix there. What UFC events have you been to? I went to UFC 172, which was John Jones, Glover Teixeira. Amazing event. I went to UFC 244, which was Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. Amazing event. And I went a month after that card to an event in DC. It was Rosenstrike versus Overeem, and that was a good event as well. So all 3 events I've been to have been really, really good. Hamzat's her first real challenge is Burns. I would agree. Ngannou versus Cejudo, Bruce Buffer, and Miesha Tate. Who wins, Joey? Ngannou. What do you think co-main behind 270? What do you think co-main 275 behind Glover and Yuri? I have no idea. I haven't even put any thought into that. I wonder what it could be. Maybe it's probably going to be a women's title fight. Maybe Rose versus Carla Esparza would be my best guess. I think that makes a lot of sense. Justin will soon be the biggest party pooper in the UFC. I want to see Islam Olives. Me too. Do you think Hamzat has a better shot against Adesanya or Usman? Personally, I think he's got a better shot against Adesanya. I think he's got a better shot against Usman. I think Adesanya is too hard to take down, too hard to keep down, and I think he's too good of a striker. Where Usman, I feel like Hamzat can keep it on the feet and KO him. I support you in likes, like I said, when Tony gets a win. If Hamzat loses, it's because he slipped on a banana peel. I posted in the Discord chat, I'm always saying the banana peel thing. Jorge Masvidal said in an interview that he hopes when he's TKOing Colby that the referee slips on a banana peel trying to pull him off Colby. And I hope he's right. But that is very true. If Islam loses or Hamzat loses, it's going to be because they slipped on a banana peel. What if you took away Adesanya's gear? Would Colby beat him? No. Looking forward to see how Masvidal's chin comes back after the Usman KO, and I hope we see that famous Barboza wheel kick again. Apparently, a lot of people are picking Bryce Mitchell in that fight. I'm going to dig into that after the stream and hopefully get that prediction video done and out tomorrow. Another reason I'm picking Masvidal, I'm not impressed with Colby's resume. Maybe I'm just tripping. Neither guy has a great resume. Do you think Colby and Jorge are just playing this up and secretly still best friends? I used to be convinced that they were, but now I'm like teetering back and forth. When I seen a little bit of that interview with Stephen A. Smith, it seemed like, I don't know if they were just laughing because, that was the shit they were saying, but they almost seemed like giggling. And if you guys, know, two best friends, if they are still best friends, they can say all types of messed up stuff. Like my best friend can say anything he wants to me. I would never get offended, especially if it was lining our pockets with money. So I'm like 50-50 now at this point. Do you think Colby, co-main for 274 should be Khamzat Burns? That's 273. It's happening at 273, not 274. So we had 2 title fights. So Khamzat versus Burns will be the featured fight on the card. Another reason you can't mess it up Khamzat is because if Masvidal beats Colby and you beat Gilbert and take the title from Usman, this happens. Khamzat defends his title against Masvidal. That'd be unfortunate. It'll be nice to finally see Colby fight someone worthwhile besides Marty. Woodley and Robbie were over the hill. I agree. Sean Johnson's got Bryce Mitchell. Do you think Derek Lewis should retire? No, I think he should fight Greg Hardy if Greg Hardy wins this Saturday, which I think would be a lot of fun. And Derek Lewis can have a lot of fun fights. So we might, if we get Derek Lewis versus Greg Hardy, that's definitely going to be the main event of a fight night card. And it would be a hilarious build up to that fight for sure. Hilarious for sure. So let's go. Have you seen the odds? Have you seen the odds for the Oliveira Makhachev? I think it's disrespectful to the champ. It's outlandish. It's outlandish. I don't know who's making this. I don't know how it works, but it's disturbing. I think Colby is tough for George or Edson by flying knee. Wouldn't surprise me. Edson versus Bryce is my main event, honestly. Well, it's your co-main event at this point if nothing comes through for RDA. Michael Johnson has a fight coming up. Yes, he does. I'm not a believer in Izzy anymore. I like him, but if the rumors are half true, Khamzat will take him down. Whitaker did, and we'll keep him down. Maybe I'd like to see it, but I don't think we're ever going to see it, honestly. Have you seen the odds? Yep, I have. I already read that earlier. Joey, what's up? What's up, Sinister? I hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm happy that you are part of the stream now. I was wondering if you were going to miss it, man. You were talking about streaming earlier in the Discord, but luckily you made it now. So you are here, and I'm happy that you are. So yeah, I wonder if Tony and Chandler will co-main 274. Probably would be my guess. 274, the main is Charles versus Gaethje. We'll see what else ends up on that card. I just see Hamzat getting in Burns' guard and Burns getting an armbar. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I think there's many ways that fight can play out. Derek Lewis needs to fight Rosenstrike, not Hardy. And Derek Lewis should never fight for a belt again. So, Who did Derek Lewis just fight and get destroyed by? Tai Tuivasa. That's it. It was kind of weird. They kept smirking at each other, and we'll know it's a fake beef if they go in there after all this and have a wrestling match. People really sending Derek Lewis into retirement after one loss. People forget he KO'd Chris Dawkins and Curtis Blades in the last 12 months. Agreed. Islam versus, and especially a thin heavyweight division. Islam versus Hamzat, who wins? Let's do a poll on that. I'll go Hamzat, though. I just think he has a size advantage. Who wins this fight? I want you guys to go vote in the poll, but we'll give it a second after I post it because sometimes it glitches. And then it votes you for the wrong person. So give it a second, let it sit there for a second, and then everybody go vote on it. Islam Makhachev versus Khamzat Chimaev. Who wins the fight? I think Hamzat wins. I just think if all skills are equal, Hamzat's the bigger, stronger guy. But that would be a very interesting super fight in the future. Can you imagine Islam Makhachev is the lightweight champion? Khamzat Chimaev is the welterweight champion. And we have them two battling it out. That would be absolutely insanity. Absolute insanity. The Santos versus Ankalaev main card is more impressive than the 272 main card. Let me take a look at that real quick. Let me take a look. Upcoming UFC. Marlon Moraes versus Song Yadong. Bruno Silva, Alex Pereira. Sadiq Youssef, Alex Caceres. You're right. You're probably right. Yeah, it is. I prefer Marlon Moraes versus Song Yadong and Bruno Silva, Alex Pereira over every fight past Bryce Mitchell and Edson Barboza for sure. I'm super hyped for Alex Pereira versus Bruno Silva. I'm really hoping everything else stays on the card this weekend. Me too. Still bummed for Fiziev. What's annoying is they rescheduled it because of visa issues. And then a day later, Fiziev was in the United States. So they could have kept the fight together then. I think it's a borderline, what's the word I'm looking for? Conspiracy theory. I think the UFC made up the visa issues and they pushed that fight to UFC 272 because they knew they needed to fill out that card a little bit more. But I'm super bummed. I wanted to see Fiziev test it. Serkinov had a disappointing run lately. Agreed. You see they released John Jones police footage. He headbutted a car. He needs help. Yeah, but that's old news, though. I know they just released it, but that's been known. Hamzat too big. If UFC makes RDA fight Moicano, they are really doing RDA dirty. I guess anything to keep the fight on the card. I don't see any light heavyweight. What? You don't see any light heavyweight beating Hamzat? You're just trolling at this point. Joe, do you think Dagestani wrestling gets figured out kind of like Gracie Killer, or does it depend on how much weight you cut to get an advantage? I mean, I think everybody knows what they're going to do. I don't think there's any figuring it out. I think people have the strategy to figure it out. It's tough to takedowns, and some people can. You know, it's just a matter of who can, and also their jiu-jitsu skills, submission threat. So I think people have the strategy. It's just about, having the skill set to impose that strategy. So, I think wrestling, basically, it seems like the Dagestanis just have great wrestling, great takedowns, great top control, and great submissions. There's plenty of deterrents for that. If you're able to stuff the takedowns and then outstrike them. If you have really threatening jiu-jitsu, you can submit them. So, to answer your question, I think it's already figured out. I just think they're really dominant with it. Do you think Alex Pereira gets the KO? Probably. I'd say Alex Pereira by KO. I just seen Edson landing some crazy kick and KO Bryce Mitchell, whatever the hell his name is. Yeah. I can't believe so many people are picking Bryce Mitchell. I'm quite frankly shocked. At that, to be quite honest. It's one of those things. It's one of those things for sure that is weird. Did you ever figure out why they canceled Jack Shore versus Umar Nurmagomedov? No, I have not, and it's super infuriating too. Oliveira will impose that strat against Dagestan. Okay. Max versus Khabib would have been a better fight than Tony versus Khabib. I think they both would have went the same way. It would have consisted of Khabib ragdolling them and brutally ground and pounding them. You like Tagir this weekend? I don't know. Let me go look at this fight a little bit real quick. I'm trying to remember. Tim Elliott versus Tagir Ubekov. Tim Elliott's always so tricky to beat. He's always, damn, he's on a terrible, he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's lost 4 out of his last 6. Oh, yeah, I like Tagir, or however you pronounce his name. Probably beats him, but Tim Elliott's always tricky. Tim Elliott's always tricky, and Tagir has never really fought any legit competition. He has the win over Bruno Silva. Who has the win over JP Vise and Victor. So, yeah, I think Tagir beats Tim Elliott. I'll say yes. Wrestling is just the strongest base to have in the UFC. Do you believe Hamzat will be the champion welterweight and middleweight? Welterweight, probably. Middleweight, no. Gegard has a better resume than Israel Adesanya. I don't think so. Sednar Magomedov is extremely underrated, and I think he's a future contender. Agreed 100%. I mean, bantamweight is nasty. I bet Boers will have the belt at the end of the year. I may have a video for you on that one. Mitchell just another ham and egg or wild wrestling with an overhand jobber. If Volkov can make it to the U.S. for his fight, who should take his place? I think everybody else is booked up. I don't know who else is available. Maybe Greg Hardy with a win. I don't know. Gegard in his prime versus Silva in his prime. Who wins? Silva outstrikes him on the feet. Adesanya versus Mousasi opinion. I think Mousasi would have had a decent chance years ago, but I think Adesanya beats him nowadays. Adesanya's striking, it's just too crisp, and it's hard to get a hold of him, and it's hard to take him down. It sucks, though, because Mousasi should still be in the UFC. Long time no see. You looking forward to Umar versus Bryan? Probably. If I have time, I'm going to make a prediction video. To be honest, Tagir lost his 2 fights. I don't remember him too much, to be quite honest. So, maybe you're right. What are you saying? The fights he should have lost them? Against, he got a split decision against Alan Nascimento. And then Bruno Silva got a decision. I don't remember. I have to dig into that more. That's one problem I have. Sometimes I forget. Miller's a dead man. Who are we talking about there? No disrespect to Andre Fili, but he's no Edson, and Bryce Mitchell made that fight look hard. Yeah, I just can't believe the disrespect being showed to Edson Barboza. Did Ignacio Bahamondes impress you last weekend, and is he a future contender? He did impress me. Super gritty, great fight. Showed he's well-rounded, but I don't know if he's a future contender just yet. He takes a lot of shots, takes a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't know why Bryce is getting such a step up. I can't believe it. I'm going to be shocked if he wins, honestly. How long until Sednar Magomedov versus Umar Nurmagomedov? Probably never. Joey, Tim is my underdog pick for sure. Tagir isn't even as good as his record is and haven't even fought anyone close to him. Okay, yeah, I haven't dug into that fight enough, so maybe you're right, but Tim Elliott's never easy out, for sure. Locks this weekend, who am I really confident in? I feel like a little bit weird about it, but I'm very confident Edson Barboza. I think Kevin Holland wins, probably. But most confident pick, Marina Rodriguez over Yan Xiaonan. I mean, Yan Xiaonan is not like some heavy grappler, and Marina Rodriguez has great striking. So if I was going to bet the house, I'd bet it on Marina Rodriguez, to be quite honest. Just got here. I love more on plus 160 thoughts. More on plus 160 thoughts. I don't know what you're saying, Thomas Kane. You're going to have to be more descriptive there. Yeah, I don't know why Bryce is getting a step up. Mousasi made Vanderford look like a regional bum. Vanderford never fought elite competition. I don't know how people thought he was going to win. But I guess undefeated, it is what it is. I only like Tagir because Khabib is his coach. That makes sense. Do you think they handed our man Petrosian a win or robbed Greg Rodriguez? I actually agree with all the decisions. I'm very rarely agreeing with the judges, but I agree with them on those. I thought Petrosian won rounds 1 and 2, I believe, but they were close. So there you go. If Tony beats Chandler, does the UFC cut him? Cut Chandler? No. Don't count out Bryce. I'm not necessarily counting him out. I'm just saying I can't believe people are so confident in him. How about Sarukian versus Topuria? Not ideal for Sarukian, though. I would love that fight. That's a great matchup. That is a great matchup. I would be hyped for that. Book it right now. I wonder how long Topuria is staying at 55 though. He has a fight in the London card. Whenever a good wrestler comes up with something, always happens. He can't fight Khabib, or Islam. Look at Tony Ferguson fight, dude. I bet you 100 that Islam never fights Oliveira. Just wait. I don't agree with that. Betting the house on Tim, Masvidal, and Holland. Okay. Moroz plus 160. What are we saying here? Moroz, what are we talking about? Oh, Moroz versus Agapova. I don't know, man. I think people are way too high on Agapova. Yeah, I think people are way too high on Agapova. I'm with you. I say take her if you want. But I have to. It's like I have to dig into these fights a lot. Some of these lower level fights, which I don't remember every single recent fight. That's why I like to watch. What's next for the loser of Masvidal versus Covington? Maybe they cry about the decision and they say they want a rematch, because it's going to be tough. You know, they'll have lost. For Masvidal, if he loses, he's lost 3 fights in a row. Topuria going to fight partly at 155. His next fight is. Do not bet the house on Masvidal. I'll take Bryce. Arm triangle. I want them to rebook Topuria versus Jourdain. That's not happening. Topuria already has a fight on the London card. What's next for Paddy the Baddy? Who is he fighting? It's been switched around so many times. Paddy Pimblett has a fight. Paddy Pimblett. It's Vargas. I can't remember the first name. Vargas, or did that change? I don't remember. Rodrigo Vargas, March 19th. So not too far away, Paddy Pimblett is fighting. Topuria versus Arman will happen, but for double champ status, 145 strap and 155 strap. Javier Mendez do not agree Islam to take the RDA fight. If Masvidal loses, he may retire. Colby can lose, no problem. Colby's going to be in a tough spot if he loses. Colby is going to be in a very tough spot if he loses, for sure. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, 2 losses in a row. He's won 1 fight since 2019. It's not a good spot to be in for either guy. Ray Cooper III should fight Hamzat. That'd be fun. It's 273 after Luque Bilal is what you're saying. Bum Law, but okay. It's 273 after. I don't remember. I don't remember the exact dates of them. Masvidal versus Woodley rematch. Ugh, who has any desire to see that? I don't, but maybe. Fight to make is Masvidal McGregor, whether he wins or loses. Makes a lot of sense. Win or lose, I would like to see the Masvidal Conor fight. Dana looking for his new cash cow. Dude, Luque's going to beat Bilal even worse than the first time. I think Bilal has improved vastly. Topuria versus RDA would be a decent fight. Saw a tweet saying Muay Thai more likely to get RDA fight. That's annoying. I'm not even going to talk about that, man. We need to stay on a positive note. That's depressing. Will Mariana beat Jan, then get the shot? And I say she beats Rose, and I love Rose. Yes, Mariana should get the next shot if she beats Yao Shannon. Shavkat versus Holland. Holland will get wrecked by Shavkat. Woodley's legacy is erased when he hit the canvas against Jake. Dude, Woodley had the biggest fall from grace I've ever seen in my entire life. Do you think Colby and Masvidal are friends behind the camera? Probably. I lean that way, but I've gotten closer to 50-50 recently. I used to believe it heavily, but now it's kind of one of those things where I'm wondering what it could be. Could it be or could it not be? I think probably. Thoughts on Carla Esparza probably being strawweight champ? She's already been strawweight champ once, but it is what it is. The division's got to go. Whoever's the best. Cancel women's MMA. Nah, I like 115. I like 115. Yeah, we don't need to hide that, man. I mean, it's already hidden, so it's no big deal. We don't need to hide that. I don't know why YouTube flagged it anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Wait a minute. RDA versus Islam official. Thought it was Moicano. No, it's not official, but I hope that it's official soon. Hamzat or Burns, missed your pick. I flipped back and forth, but I'm leaning Hamzat. Just Burns is going to be undersized against Hamzat. Hamzat has great grappling, so I don't think Burns is going to take him down. So it's going to be a striking match. And Hamzat has shown good fundamentals in the striking, and he has nasty power. Plus, he's ginormous. I think he probably beats Burns on the feet and maybe mixes in the clinch work. Hawani's saying Moicano the most serious player for the RDA right now. I'm going to be pissed. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be straight up pissed. If they do not make Islam Makhachev versus RDA, I am going to be livid. If Masvidal wins, Conor versus Masvidal is the biggest fight ever. If I'm wrong, name a fighter bigger than Conor versus Masvidal. I'll wait. Maybe Conor versus Nate. Are Colby and Jorge going to hug it out at the end of the fight? Probably. If Hamzat starts, or they might just keep it going. If Hamzat starts as Usman, then Usman's legacy will be erased like Woodley's. No, it will not. Who should Joanna fight next? Weili Zhang. Thoughts on Moicano? I thought Moicano was official versus RDA. No, it's not. Should Joel Alvarez move to 170? I don't know, man. The grappling skills do not look good, and it's grappling heavy up at 170. So who do you think loses their title next? If I had a guess, Aljamain Sterling. Easy out right there. Boom. When Hamzat versus Burns, when is Hamzat? Supposedly beginning of April, UFC 273. RDA is currently looking for opponent. Moicano seems to be his most likely nothing official. It's disrespectful to female fighters. I enjoy female MMA. Yeah, but it's not that big of a deal. I don't think you can't take it too seriously, man. UFC 273, I enjoy it too. I mean, we're just having a conversation here. It's not a big deal. I'm still losing sleep at night from Strickland, Hermanson fight. Yeah, that was a terrible fight. I mean, it left a lot to be desired for sure. It will be Moicano. They won't give Islam versus RDA to us. If they don't give us Islam versus RDA, I'm going to be livid. I am going to be absolutely livid. I'm going to throw a tantrum. We need that fight. We need that fight. Can Holly Holm get a belt again? I will say no, but anything's possible with Juliana Pena. Like the stream. Yeah, guys, if you have not liked the stream yet, make sure to like the stream. Also, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel right this very second. Right this very second. I would greatly appreciate it. Only way Colby and Jorge hug it out if it's a close decision. A Masvidal KO or a Colby 5-round masterpiece. They keep the beef going. Maybe a rematch. If Nunes loses the rematch, does she retire? Probably. Might as well rebook Fiziev and RDA if they're going to put Moicano in there, who Fiziev already starts. I agree. Female MMA is just a clinch battle or range striking. Not always. Not always. 115, I mean, how are you forgetting Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Weili Zhang or Rose versus Weili? Both fights were amazing. So come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's see. If Islam talks all this and ducks, LOL. Dude, it's going to be terrible if he doesn't accept that fight. Usman is not in GOAT welterweight debate. 2 against aging Masvidal, 2 against Colby, and 2 in Burns was forgettable. Come on, man. I think he's there. I think he's there. He's fighting all the legit competition, and he's staying active. Islam wants to fight at 170. RDA wants at 165. Which do you think the fight will be at? RDA said he will do it at 170. So, after Nunes versus Pena, I lost hope for women's MMA. Sean, my fault. I was joking. I'm a big fan of women's sport, period. Rose is my favorite fighter. Yeah, either way, I know you were just messing around, man. It's not a big deal. That's why I was saying we didn't need to really hide it anyway. I don't take anything too serious unless you're really trying to take away from the chat. That's when I have an issue. I try to be very lenient because I know people say stuff just joking around and whatnot. I try to be very lenient in the chat. YouTube flags a lot of comments here. But I'd rather, let as many comments come through as possible. Unless they're really trying to take away from the chat or really trying to spam. So just for future reference. RDA's done just like Tony. Let it go. Hamzat will kill him at this stage of his career. Hamzat is not even in the same weight class as RDA. So that's why they're not a draw. Islam would bury RDA. RDA hasn't been good since he got off the roids, in my opinion. That's speculation, my friend. That's all speculation. RDA is a solid fighter. RDA is a solid fighter. It's one of those things. It's one of those things where, he lost a lot of fight, but he fought elite level competition for many years at welterweight. You know, he fought Colby Covington, he fought Kamaru Usman, he fought Michael Chiesa. RDA is an absolute savage, and he's fought so many legit competitors. RDA, and I'm not just talking about wins here, and I'm talking about losses as well. RDA has the most savage resume I've ever seen. Look at his resume, guys. Okay, Paul Felder, you know, that was a short notice replacement. He was supposed to fight somebody else. You have Michael Chiesa, a legit top 10 welterweight at the time. Leon Edwards, a legit top 10 welterweight at the time. Kevin Lee, hit or miss. Kamaru Usman, current champion, been champion for what, 2 years now. Colby Covington, clear second best welterweight at this point in time. Robbie Lawler, closer to his prime. A little bit falling out of his prime, but either way, great win. That was a win there. I'm talking about everyone that he's fought, even losses in general. Neil Magny, well-rounded fighter. I think he's still in the top 10. If he's not, and he's still in the top 15. Tarek Saffiedine. A lot of you guys might not know Tarek Saffiedine, but he was an absolute savage in Strikeforce, and he even had a couple decent wins here. Tony Ferguson, Eddie Alvarez, Donald Cerrone, and Donald Cerrone's like prime. Anthony Pettis in Anthony Pettis' prime, and a lot of people were super hyped on Anthony Pettis. So many people were hyped on Anthony Pettis. He destroyed Nate Diaz, younger Nate Diaz. He KO'd Benson Henderson. A lot of people complained about this. He flying knee KO'd Benson Henderson, one of the most durable guys. He went to decision with Khabib Nurmagomedov. I mean, look at this resume. Gleison Tibau, he lost to. Clay Guida, he lost to. Lost to Jeremy Stevens. But he's always fighting the best of the best that the UFC or whatever organization has to offer. We have to respect Rafael dos Anjos. In a day and age where you have shitty resumes like Colby Covington's or Jorge Masvidal or Islam Makhachev, borderline shitty resume. And I know people think of resumes and they think of nothing but the wins. But I'm talking about just the sheer level of competition that RDA has fought for the totality of his career deserves so much respect. I mean, you can't deny the level of competition this guy's fought. It's amazing. So 62% pick Khamzat Chimaev to beat Islam Makhachev. So now I don't remember what question I was on here. Chat is popping off today. I don't really hide anything. 40 in the chat. Right now it's showing me almost 50 in the chat. Islam versus Hamzat is the fight I want to see. It's Death the title. Dream matchup is Islam versus Hamzat. Imagine a super fight between those two. Never seen RDA fight. Quick breakdown of his fight style. Super well-rounded. He has power. He has a variety of attacks. But he's more of a guy that's not particularly amazing anywhere, but he's great everywhere. He has good striking. He has good power. He has a good variety of attacks. He has good wrestling, very good jiu-jitsu. He has great cardio. He has good submissions. He's not like some Charles Oliveira, but he's just really solid everywhere the fight goes. And he has a pretty good chin. He's been finished a couple times, but a pretty good chin overall. RDA is just that guy who's mixing up the striking. He's beating you up on the striking. You're trying to block the strikes. He shoots on a perfectly timed double leg and takes you down. Or, you know, maybe you're out striking him a little bit. He presses you against the cage, knees to the thighs, looks for trips, looks for takedowns. RDA is really, really solid. I definitely recommend going back. Anthony Pettis looked like an absolute world beater back in 2015. And, you know, I know he fell off a cliff as of late, but he looked like a world beater. RDA went out there and put an absolute clinic on him, and nobody thought that RDA would beat Anthony Pettis. I picked RDA in that fight, just for the record, though. But I remember nobody thought RDA had a chance. I even think there was people saying he didn't deserve the shot. I can't remember for certainty on that portion of it. But he had beat Nate Diaz. And Nate Diaz was out for a while before he came back and fought Dos Anjos back in 2014. And people were like kind of like laughing, like, look what they're doing to Nate Diaz. You know, they're putting him against this guy. So it's one of those things where I definitely would recommend going back and watching, you know, RDA versus let's see what fights would I recommend watching. Not a lot of his recent ones. I'd watch the Robbie Lawler fight. The Neil Magny fight was solid. The Eddie Alvarez finish was crazy. Eddie Alvarez just went crazy on him. He destroyed Donald Cerrone in a title fight. He defended his title against Donald Cerrone December of 2015. Absolutely wrecked Donald Cerrone in that fight. I see the funniest thing. RDA KO'd Benson twice in one fight, and then Benson gets up and starts shadowboxing. Do you think USADA ruined some great fighters? Congrats on 2.2K. Thank you, New Mexico Lucha Libre. I appreciate the congratulations, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. We are currently at 2,213 subscribers, guys. We're on the road to 3,000. We will be there soon enough. But yeah, there's probably fighters that have been ruined. You think Dana does not like Islam to become champ because Islam is not a draw? I think Islam will be a draw, and I think Dana wants him as the champ. Who is RDA? Rafael dos Anjos. After RDA got starched by Colby, I knew RDA was done. I didn't realize he fought so many quality opponents. Respect, exactly, man. So many quality opponents. Who wins, Colby at middleweight or Israel? Israel definitely wins. What's the worst matchup for Hamzat at 185? Marvin Vettori, maybe Paulo Costa. Okay, I just got lost in the chat. I didn't realize I was so far behind. How did I end up so far behind? Musasi has the best record in my opinion. Fair enough. Yeah, he peaked 8 years ago. He's done now though, and I thinking he has a chance against Hamzat is the real laugh. Who said he had a chance against Hamzat? They're not in the same weight class, bro. We haven't even talked about RDA versus Hamzat. Earthrocker, open your ears, my friend. Brunson is such a gatekeeper. He's more of a championship keeper. RDA, future Hall of Famer despite his record. Dude has taken all the toughest challenges he possibly can. Is Hamzat much bigger than Islam? I think he is. Brandon K versus MMA Guru, who wins? I don't know who Brandon K is. So I don't know. Well, Musasi has the best resume, not record, I meant. Okay, Hamzat would KO Brunson, probably. Why do people think someone is done after losing? It's so annoying. Happens a lot of times. Remember not the small cage this week. Be sharp with your bets, dummies. Okay, God bless. I like this guy. I'm glad I'm subscribed. Thank you, Vince G, for subscribing. What if Cater stepped up to fight RDA? I don't know if I really want to see that fight. Different weight classes. I'd rather see somebody in the weight class actually fight him. So also Vince, if you're looking for, we have a members only Discord. If you sign up to become a member of the channel, you can join our members only Discord. We chat in there every day. It's about 23 of us or so. It's $3 a month. The link is in the description. I'll also post it in the chat real quick for you. If you want to become a member of the channel, you also get loyalty badges next to your name, so you're more likely to get your questions answered, even though I try to answer most questions. You also get custom emojis to use, including a Khamzat Chimaev emoji, as well as a Sleepy Conor McGregor emoji. So if anybody wants to become a member, the link is in the description, and I also post it in the chat. And if you do become a member, it'll pop up, your name will pop up right here with an MMA gift saying this guy became a member. But to answer your question, I don't want to see Calvin Kattar versus RDA. I don't think Hamzat knocking out Brunson. I think so. I don't trust Brunson's chin at all. RDA was the Tyson Griffin of his era. Big Cage favors a striker. No. Yes. Islam is the unluckiest fighter in the division for years. He wanted to fight. He wanted top 15 contenders, but they kept ducking him, and now all his opponents pull out, and he has to fight unranked fighters all over again. Joey, I don't know about you, but I still worried about Islam's chin. You remember Davey Ramos kind of dropped him. Yes, and also the KO by Adriano Martins. So Hamzat eats Brunson for dinner. I agree. People clown Islam for his resume, not knowing the full story. I've talked about it many times, SK. I don't know if you've heard me talk about it. I have a video on my channel. I think it's like 14 minutes long, defending Islam's resume, saying Islam deserves the title shot, and pointing to the pullouts as well as the domination of his opponents as reasoning. So, there's been plenty of fights where he signed the dotted line to fight elite competition, and it has not happened for no reason of his own, no fault of his own. He lost to Adriano Martins. He was KO'd by him, got clipped with a big right hand and just slept. Impa Kasange was released. I see he has a bout at FC 46. Okay, I did not know that. Yes, he was. Good night, chat. Good night, Jacob. Hamzat Chimaev emoji. Gregor Gillespie's a snake. If he had balls, he would have fought Islam this past weekend. Dude, Gregor Gillespie is just super inactive for whatever reason. And You know, he's always bitching about a fight, and he's constantly calling out old man Tony Ferguson. I mean, I know I'm the first to say that people need to stop dancing on his grave, but dude, pick a different fight. You're trying to find the most stylistically friendly matchup you could ever imagine in Tony Ferguson, Gregor Gillespie. Pick somebody else. You got our man Sarukian hanging out there. You got plenty of guys. Mateus Gamrot hanging out there. Rafael Fiziev, Brad Riddell. You got all these guys around your ranking, and you're calling out Tony Ferguson on a 3-fight losing streak. Dude, shut up. Shut up. So, RDA should look for the Clay Guida rematch at this point. Got his jaw shattered last time. Who did Islam lose to? Already discussed that, Joey. I find it funny how no one except Bobby Green wanted to fight Islam. Now RDA needs a new opponent, and all these lightweights want to fight. It is very, very funny. You know, nobody else opened their mouth for Islam. You know, nobody opened their mouth for Islam. But let's see. Hold on. We got some breaking news. Rafael dos Anjos is in. His manager tells me Islam fight at 170, even though Rafael would go to 170, so there's no way out. No resolution yet for the RDA situation. The hope is that he fights this weekend. They're working towards at least. Moicano is a real player in the sweepstakes. I don't want to see RDA versus Renato Moicano. I don't want to see that fight at all. I need to see the Islam fight. I need to see the Islam fight. Gregor just wants an easy win and money. Gregor is so inactive too. He wasted his prime. I know. He's just literally never fighting. He's constantly calling out Tony Ferguson, who's, 75 years old on a 3-fight losing streak. Even though I think Tony Ferguson is better than people give him credit for, it's just quite frankly annoying. It's quite frankly very, very annoying. So it is what it is. But it is ironic that everyone's raising their hand to fight RDA, but nobody wanted to fight Islam Makhachev last week except Bobby Green. And Bobby Green, I hope he got paid good for that. I hope he got paid good for that fight. I really hope he did, because, he got dominated, and now his stock dropped a little bit. I don't think it really should, but there's no doubt his stock dropped a little bit. Gillespie wants some easy wins. He turned down our man too, cowardly. If Islam doesn't fight RDA, I'm 100% sure UFC didn't want to pay Islam again. That could be very true. Any news on Aaron Blanchfield? I have not seen any news on Aaron Blanchfield. Doubt Chiesa get the ball rolling again. Dude's done. I don't know. He's still going to be a contender, but he's never going to make his way to a title. They want to pay Moicano because his pay is way lower than Islam, probably. But if they don't make that fight, UFC 272 is awful. 205 looking quiet these days. Yuri looks like his star power, but everyone else is meh. I'm super excited for Alexander Rakic and Magomed Ankalaev. Not as far as a draw or anything. Islam versus RDA is official via Javier. I hope you're right, Terry Crow. I hope you're right. Go watch the Smo Show. Okay. If someone can send me a screenshot in the members Discord, that'd be great, guys. Go check it out for me and let me know. Go see if you can find something and let me know what's going on. But Yuri looks like he could be a massive star in the light heavyweight division. For sure. I have like a million tabs open. I don't need this anymore. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. I'll keep that up. I'll keep that up. And I'll keep that up. Guys, if you have not liked the stream yet, do me a favor and like the stream right this very second. It helps. This has been a live chat. There's been a lot of people in here. I guess because there's so much MMA news tonight, a lot of people are searching for it. So, and if you're just finding my channel for the first time tonight, you know what to do. Subscribe. If Old Man Glover goes out there and does it again, I'll LMFAO. I think there's a good chance Glover could beat Yuri. I think there's a good chance Yuri could beat Glover as well. But you never know. And Yuri's wrestling and takedown defense is a little bit suspect. And we know what Glover Teixeira is good at. It's not official. Javier said that Islam wants to fight RDA and Javier was against it. Thank you for letting me know. I had my doubts about it. I was hoping that it was true, but I had my doubts. So that's why I asked you guys to go check it out. Okay. Do you think Aspinall will be champ? Gun to my head, no. But I think he'll be a prospect in the heavyweight division for a few years. He's still young, from what I understand. Um, there you go. So, but I hope his fight with Volkov happens. Otherwise, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Bro, I can see you know your stuff. Not another fake MMA YouTuber. I appreciate that. Is there a lot of fake MMA YouTubers? I have noticed, you know, in my research about other MMA YouTubers, there is a lot of people who make videos who do not ever go live. And I think it's because they're worried about looking dumb, which is kind of scary going live. You're scared you might look dumb. But when somebody asks me about a fight I don't remember or I don't know who's going to win, um, I usually just say it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend, oh, I don't remember their fights. We were talking about the Tim Elliott fight earlier. Um, it's one of those things where sometimes you forget, you know, you forget their most recent fights. It's hard to make a pick on the spot. I really try to dig in and do a lot of research. So I'm glad you know person one. Appreciate you. Um, and I'm doing my best. What happened to Fiziev? He has COVID. Singleton said yes. Terry Crow says yes. I don't know what that's about. I got to go, but have fun, guys. Got school tomorrow. Also, do we watch Nate and George in the Discord tomorrow? Okay, sounds good. You got to be yourself. I'm always myself on this channel. And also, as you guys, a lot of you guys know who've been around for a bit, I always say what I think, even if it's an unpopular opinion. You know, so even if I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying something, I always just say what I believe regardless. And I'm not trying to sit here and pretend like I'm some crazy expert know-it-all. I like to have the conversation. I like to hear different points of view. I don't want to live in an echo chamber where everyone says, you know what, Joey, you're right. You're right. I agree. I want to hear other differences of opinions. And my opinion is not the only opinion. So we're here. The main part of this channel is to have fun, educated MMA discussion. And that's what we've been doing. The channel will be... Tomorrow is March 1st, right? Is today the last day of March? Correct? Or today's the last day of February? Tomorrow is March 1st. April 1st will be the 1-year anniversary of the channel. So tomorrow, the channel is 11 months old, which is just insane to me. Absolutely insane to me. It's in the UFC's best interest for Islam to take the fight. There's no other person other than Bobby who can make decent weight in 5 days and is fresh to fight. Hanato Moicano said he can. I love how UFC 272 this weekend and more people care about Islam versus RDA and Hamzat versus Burns. Agreed. UFC 272 leaves a lot to be desired. You and James are one of the realest. For real, appreciate you, man. I try to be. I'm not. Also, I've noticed, and this is YouTube in general, not just MMA YouTubers. I feel like a lot of people get on their YouTube channel and for one reason or another, they're like almost playing a character, you know? They're playing a character. That's not me. That will never be me. I personally am just exactly who I am on camera as who I am off camera. I'm not putting on some weird character front. I just give you my honest opinions. That's it. Joey's pretending Cheeto O'Malley wasn't a fluke just to get us going. No, I'm not. It was not a fluke, dude. It was not a fluke. Cheeto kicked the leg and then flash KO'd him. And then Sean O'Malley was stretchered out of the cage with no serious injury. And the fight was pretty much even or barely in O'Malley's favor beforehand. O'Malley got slept with brutal elbows. That you don't get slept with brutal elbows on the ground because of your leg. That is not how it works. That's not how MMA works. You know, he was on the ground and he got slept by brutal elbows. It was not a fluke. He did not slip on a banana peel. He didn't slip on a banana peel. He went out there and got his legs kicked off. And then eventually got shucked to the ground. And then he got brutally ground and pound. And then he got stretchered out with no serious injury. So it's the end of the story. And it's not a fluke. It's not a fluke win. If it was a fluke win, I would say it regardless. Under no circumstances was that a fluke win. Thank you, SK, for agreeing with me. It's nice to see some people agreeing with me. Appreciate you very, very much. All right, guys, if you have any more questions, throw them in the chat, and we'll get to some last few questions. We've been on here for over an hour at this point. I got a couple videos I want to do. I'm going to do a quick video on Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev being official, even though we talked about it in this chat. I think it's a good video to get some good traction on the channel, and I will be discussing that in a video, and then also I'm going to do at least one prediction video before I go to bed. So, Joey predicting Benito to win against Islam because apparently you don't need legs to scramble out of a position. No, that's not it. You don't need legs to block your chin. So maybe he wasn't able to scramble out of the position, but nice try. Like I said, Sukumata already did the work on that leg. It's not Chito Vera's fault that Sean O'Malley has the most brittle legs ever. What's your take on Dean Barry versus Mike Jackson? I have no take on that. I didn't even know that fight was happening. Mike Jackson, isn't he the guy that fought CM Punk? I have no take on that, to be quite honest. I haven't even thought about it. So there you go. I do not have a take. I do not have a take at all. I don't even know when that's happening. I can't believe UFC 272 is just not very good at all. Bryce Mitchell, Edson Barboza, potential co-main event. If you had to put money on it, who wins, Colby or Jorge? I have a full breakdown and prediction video on the channel. It is 19 minutes long. I encourage you. I worked hard on it. Please go watch the video and check out my prediction there. There you go. So I would like for you to go check that prediction out. For some reason, with all the news today, I released it today. It hasn't got a whole lot of traction as far as views yet. So I would appreciate anyone. I'll actually copy the link and post it in the chat when I'm done here. I'm going to go copy the link there. I encourage you guys to go check it out after this stream. So, all right, guys. Any last minute follow-up questions on all these fights that we've talked about today? We mainly talked about Islam versus RDA and Hamzat versus Gilbert Burns. A lot of people in the chat tonight. But I'm going to wrap it up soon because I have a couple videos to do. So if RDA versus Islam is official, I don't know if I'll make another video for it. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm going to make a Hamzat Gilbert Burns video. What do you guys think? Should I make that? Let me know. Cyber, should I make that? Should I make that video? I know we talked about it here, but I think I'm going to make it because a lot of people are probably searching for content about that. It just shows that, I mean, the title of this stream helped, make this video, make this stream get a lot more clicks than it would typically. So, all right. Well, I think that pretty much does it for the stream, guys. I want you to go check out my main event prediction for Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal. It's on the channel. It's 19 minutes. I'm going to post a link in here. Make the Hamzat video. Yes, I will make it as soon as we end it here. If Islam versus RDA happens, what's RDA's best chance at winning? I don't know, man. Keep it on the feet and outstrike him, but I don't think that's going to work. Who would win at 170, Islam or Hamzat? I think Hamzat would win. He's just so much bigger. He's so much bigger. So I think he would just out-muscle him. Even if everything else is equal, he's just bigger. But hopefully it happens. So I will make that Hamzat video versus Gilbert Burns video. Now that it's basically official, it's kind of iffy. But I will make that video. I want you guys to check it out. It'll probably be out in the next 20 to 25 minutes. It's just going to be a quick reaction, 5 to 10 minutes. In 1080p. I won't do it in 4K so I can get it out sooner. Thank you, every single one of you who joined me for this stream. Please don't forget to like the stream before you go. It helps push it out to more people. I would appreciate that very much. And enjoy the rest of your night. And if we get any more great news, I will be posting videos on it. So make sure you subscribe. And also, I'll be having more prediction videos come out tomorrow. So keep an eye out for those. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys.